InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you, my energetic beings. It is I, once again, Tonya D, holistic Sha'medium and subtle energy surgeon. And today is actually October 3rd, 2021. If you're ever wondering why it takes me so long to kind of go online, I multi-stream and sometimes YouTube takes a little bit longer to hop on. But my musing moon meditation for this liberating Libra new moon should be actually in your inbox tomorrow. So this new moon is actually going to not only liberate us in our belief channel through our heart system, but also it's going to innovate different aspects for each one of us differently. But be sure to tune into that as well. But the cosmic energy of today is one of like encouraging, like bringing hope and courage. And just notice really how far that you have actually come this year. So you kind of want to ask yourself, have you upcycled your worth, your value? Are you holding space for the future with a view from a higher perspective? Maybe it's otherworldly. So any idea that kind of flows in your field today is one that can actually take on real form. It's like from energy to matter. But the elemental energy, we have a Jia Shen day, or a young wood monkey. And yes, I'm actually going to muse about the monkey today as the animal totem. But our day master is another lone wolf today. It appears to be a lone wolf. There's no nature hidden in the branches. We have water hidden, but our day isn't able to actually get to it. So we can feed the fire, a little bit of fire, and it can create the earth in the year there. But all that metal is actually depleting. It's like taking too much from the year. It's hacking away at the day. And our little fire isn't really enough to melt it or even to take control of it. So today you could really utilize the elements of nature, water, and fire as your elemental grounding tools, protecting and centering with them as well. So if you feel so called, I would bring in all of those elements. So nature itself is nature, right? So you could really go out to nature, sit by a stream, or really get into it, go hiking. I'm not sure that I would actually build a fire with it being such a dry, waterless year, which is actually curious because we're in a water year in the Dagara cosmology. But we are in need of physical water just as much as we are in need of the essence of what water can bring. It's like our inner peace. It's going from birth and gestation of the new. It's reconciliation. It's communication. So to make it easy, the energy of water, you could bring in meditation. You could also bring in intention. You could utilize prayer, and just really today get ready for your new moon intentions, your relationship to yourself, where in your circle, do what you want or sense some liberation and really some innovation. Like, what do you want to innovate and pioneer through? But today would actually be a great day to really create a meal, the kind that's organic. Maybe it needs some warming over the stove, or if you can, barbecue still if you can, and really drink in the essence of water, the purity and the clarity and the cleansing of it. That's just a way to bring in so many elements at the same time. Or, you could light a candle, a green or a blue one, to bring in the elements and the warming of the fire through the candles. It's kind of this adaptable energy that can ascend in an active kind of way, and it's kind of interesting. The elements of Mercury, Jupiter, and Mars within the 4 pillars cosmology, the planets, they're actually online and they're becoming in line for this new moon as well. But this monkey energy is kind of fidgety, a little ADHD, if you will. People who have a monkey in the year, the month, or the day, they're a little fidgety. They need to fidget and do things, figure things out. So a wood monkey would be somebody who probably figures out how to do something. Those ideas, put them into action. They're coming from the energy of the monkey. You could do something with herbs or plants, woodworking kind of things. That's the energy of wood. Skills of management, decision making, even designing and cutting fabric. a clothing line. But what's amazing about our beingness, that's kind of what you want to float in. So whenever we feel a little anxiety or that things are really falling apart, they're actually coming together. It's like we're having this breakdown to get to the breakthrough. So it's our soul's ability to really come online and heal through all of those fragmentations. And I talk about soul fragmentation in The Secrets of the Other World, possibly change your stars. I'm betting yes. But soul fragmentation can be caused by a variety of things and also healed in a variety of different ways. So there are even different ways that our soul can even fragment as well. But as the soul comes online today, it's our energetic foundation is as well, meaning you will feel the comforts of the galactic comforter, the universe, kind of melding around your essence like a comforter, like aligned and in resonance in your field of through your heart center, being heart-centric. So really, it's a great day to really take a breath, utilize that pause, and every time you have an energetic burp or a hiccup, just allow all the thoughts to recalibrate into the field of your emotions or out of your field as well, because our mind could create the monkey of the day. It's like having a monkey mind, if you will. So be centered in your being and literally flick the mind games away, like I tell my clients to flick, and put on your galactic shield of protection and keep your eyes on the prize of what your heart really wants to manifest today. And just take on the role of manifesting a new model of you or the original model of you, the one that resides within, the one that is ready to really take center stage in the role that you play within your being, your essence. So stay in the positive cosmic loop. Live up to your proposal, the one you made a few days ago. So it's about the process of like, do I trust myself? Do I love myself? And then you see this new beacon of light really emerging from your core, your heart space, or even your solar plexus. Just kind of feel into where you need that to come online. It's always been there, but the world around you might have been shedding its gloom or shedding anything really. But the magic on the other side is one of like an internal liberation. So it's this unconditional love to your beingness as well. And then your being actually goes, your essence, it comes online. It goes on autopilot to really become the new you. So every day until we hit the season of Scorpio, the threads that you create are the ones that you are unconditionally loving your beingness, every aspect of you. And just focus on the memo and utilize your gifts for inner growth and also manifestation so it can really liberate itself out into the future and manifest. So be kind and be loving and be gentle to you and protect the process and watch how you actually transform over the next 20 days. So stay focused more on the outcome. That's really part of the journey. And I say, shield up every day, or most of the time I shield up. But today is a day of really putting on your energetic shield. I prefer silver or sometimes gold in my shielding. But with all this metal energy that we've had, especially today, you could bring in a different metal and it offers actually a different essence of shielding. Keep your light on and stay in your magic center. You are shielded, right? You are protected and you are guarded. And believe in the shifting in order for your growth, which is wood energy, to actually stabilize. So we all have soul capital. That is truly a thing. It's our inner value or credit that we actually give ourselves. So you're amazing and you absolutely 100% know that you are doing great. So hold that juicy feeling inside of you, be cheery and glow, literally from the inside out, or at least from the inside out to your shield, and keep your light on and it'll shimmer back. So no one takes your light away on a day like today. or pulls the rug out from under your feet. You could really bring in Jophiel to really hold your candle in the wind, or your candle under the bridge, or even the candle beyond your shield, to light the path, to light the way, and hold the field for the being that really authentically resides within you. And you might have some energetic hiccups that come to you from the outer world. So just take a little note for those hiccups, if they show up, and just stay in line with your own resonance today. We can look into the outer world tomorrow, but today, you are safe, you are protected, you are becoming your own inner beacon of liberating light. Even light language might actually come through, a sigil, if you will, but just keep all the juiciness to yourself and absolutely pat yourself on the back. You are doing great, right? Okay, so now the monkey. Now that the monkey is online, because we're having a monkey kind of day. Look at that awesome monkey I found. It was kind of a little difficult, but I did expand it some. But the monkey is like self-nurturing. It's important for our body, our mind, and our spirit. And really take time out today to indulge. That's what the monkey says. Be indulging in yourself. So the monkey itself recognizes that being playful and being entertained are useful for our soul. So the spirit animal is reminding us that things should be included in our day regularly. So these animals have a strong capacity for compassion and understanding, and also bonding, all of which is part of our human, like our social cosmic makeup. And they're serving us to remind us that our journey on the planet is not really a solitary one, which is interesting because our day master is kind of alone. But when it comes to solving problems, this little creature represents how to use our ingenuity and our resourcefulness to solve all of our problems. So it also has the ability to solve all the problems. That's what it kind of symbolizes. So if you're honest with yourself, you're actually going to be able to resolve all of those issues that you come across, those energetic hiccups, or what I call energetic burps. So it's just reminding us to make sure that we are aware of all of these options, and also all of the ramifications, the effects of those options as well. If you have the monkey totem as a spirit animal, you are one of those people that can play practical jokes. You're good-hearted within your trickery, but be wise and choose the objects of your tricks carefully. There's a time and a place for good humor, right? But this also holds for you if your spirit animal is the monkey, that you kind of have this edging within you to pull a great prank. Make sure your humor itself is actually well-intended. You don't want the brunt of your joke to take your meaning as it's intended, right? If you have the spirit animal or totem, you're also intelligent, you're intense, and you're involved. They're excellent motivators. They're very good at constructive criticism. So people with this totem are also emotionally expressive, and they're great at releasing their pain. As a result, they really tend to live entirely in the moment, in the thread. And if you have the monkey as in a dream, that could also mean that flattery is deceiving you in some way. Perhaps you're just kind of fooling yourself into thinking that everything is right with the world, when in fact things are entirely the opposite. I haven't dreamt of a monkey, but I can kind of fill into that threading. If the monkey happens to bite you, just be careful, because something you've said or done is actually going to come back and bite you. So you need to prepare to kind of unruffle those feathers. And a monkey dream also reminds us that we have an intense or a sense of community, and that this part of our soul really needs that nourishment. So the monkey really is kind of fitting for the energy of today. Let me get you right here. Or is that my monkey? Yeah, that's my monkey. So I forgot to muse about the energy center that's online. So our sacral center is online. So that's our emotional chamber of Congress. And the moon is in Virgo. So our emotional field might come into reality, our feelings. So really breathe in and through your sacral chamber today and release those cosmic emotionals, I'll say, that really don't align with your being, your essence, because you're liberating to a new frequency of emotional liberation. It's the juiciness. So really stay juicy. And also, the sacral, it's oranges, apricots, make some pumpkin soup even. You could wear those colors as well. We also have squash, we're in the season of squash. So we have this opportunity today to really manifest healing any way that you can actually relate to yourself personally when you felt like you made a mistake in the past in a different threading. Ask yourself, what was the response that you actually had with your heart? Did you ignore yourself? Did you beat yourself up? A lot of people beat themselves up, right? Or were you forgiving of yourself right in the moment, in the thread? So we also have the energy of alchemy, turning base metal to gold, from staying in the mental realm of the physical to innovate outside into the galactic frontier. So I would say do it. Think into that galactic corridor, the other worlds, and kind of bring in that message that's otherworldly. The seed sound for the sacral is boom, and that's bringing in or holding space for peace. And as you chant it, you can send the sound into the earth star to really anchor in your manifestation as well. But just know that you're in this cuddly blanket of source energy. You've got your shield up, your metals. Choose any metal you really want, actually. Gold is a transformative metal. Different metals have different frequencies and vibrations. Silver deflects negativity. Just know that you are protected and you are loved in your galactic corridor and you are shielded. And the elemental sounds, like water is the like blowing out a candle. I'm always curious if you can hear me do that. But nature's the shhhishhing of a child, shhhishhing. And fire is the heat and the ha. And the elements actually, they also have other sounds. I should probably muse about them as well, but I tend to stick in an optimistic venue. I'm a watcher, and I'm a watcher. I watch from other thread lines, but for example, somebody who shouts a lot, they have an imbalance of that nature, that wood energy. They can even be shouting when they talk. Just their normal talk is like the shouting energy. So they have an imbalance of wood energy. They're angry probably on their inner corridor. I can muse about those sounds as well, but it just shows where a misalignment is or a trigger. And I always say pour more love in your chalice, whatever that looks like for you. What I love in my circus is probably different, I'm sure it is, than what you love in your circus. So stay in the threads of unconditional love to yourself today, to your beingness. Now, the card of the day, I went back with my fairy deck. I just love fairies. In case you haven't noticed, I have a fairy village that I nurture inside and outside. But the realm of fairies. So we have the fairy oracle. He's called Flaff the Ffooter. You can check out the show notes on how to spell that one. There's a lot of F's. But he brings in the energy of being real and earthing and grounding, which to manifest, we absolutely need that. So, life is becoming surprising, and it's also exciting and absolutely very interesting. And even though sometimes it's not necessarily fun, so here comes this Ffooter fungus fairy coming along to really check out our feet. I don't know if you follow me on my personal page, but I've been sharing mushrooms lately. It's just funny for me, mushrooms. But what he does, if you can see him, he's picking up his own foot, but he picks up our feet with his little strong little fairy hands, and he looks over the fluff actually between our toes. If we have any smelly fungi or dirty, untrimmed toenails. So if he finds any of these signs of disrespect to our feet, for our earth mama, our earth being, walking on her with grubby, yucky feet, he actually marks them up by putting holes in our socks. So if things are really bad, he sends kind of mice to eat our dancing shoes. So the little elemental beings, right? So we're forced to dance barefoot out in the meadows and under the moon. So if that happens, then we have, if we're lucky, we get snow instead of dew. But that's just, that's just luck for that. So this is actually a warning that this little fluffy fairy might have fungi on his fingers as well from somebody else's foot in a way. So if our feet are not clean, both energetically or physically, this fungi, it can take root. So he leaves that one foot in the air while he's inspecting the other foot, lifting that up as well. So he's doing this inspection job, if you will, and he wanders off, leaving us kind of standing there with both feet in the air. And he snickers. He's a giggler. So usually, we're confused by this expression of why he's laughing at us with our feet in the air. So it's really not in a good position for a person to be in. So it's a test. So, repeat, it's a test. It's like a warning signal. So this test is to get both feet, feet back on actually the ground. So don't try to do anything important or make any significant decisions until you've really come back to earth and grounded yourself. Anything you attempt to do while standing with your feet in the air is probably not going to work if you were lucky. If you are unlucky, it will work, but not in the way that you actually intended or hoped that it would. So it's kind of this otherworldly luck. So just some ideas or quick tips on earthing in the fairy realm or in the fairy way is to really stroke your feet gently with both of your hands, each one for at least 5 minutes, if you will. Give yourself a self massage, and also check, if you have holes in your socks as well. And paint your toenails. Paint your toenails bright cherry red or cherry red. So when you look at them, they're like, woo! It's this burst of cheer, right? To you, your beingness, when you look at them, and it just reminds us to keep both feet on the ground. Even when you can't see them, it's still going to remind you, like, go get a pedicure. Especially, also if you're a man. So this card is saying, like, breathe, ground, and center. If you can't remember how, actually, I'm going to be talking about that on Walk the Talk with Tavia on Tuesday. Be sure to check that out, and I'll be sharing all that juiciness too. But just maintain or recover your sanity by really staying earthed. I would say do this actually now. I did it this morning just to recenter myself. And when you do that, important information will kind of flow into you. It's coming your way. But you can only receive it properly if your feet are firmly grounded on the ground and your head as well is connected to the rest of your beingness, your body. But before I get into the affirmation of the day, I want to actually do a shout out and thank you for subscribing to my channel. I'm super grateful for that. I hear you, I see you, I feel you. It's magical. So it's really a moment to value yourself in your thought channel and also in your ego channel. Just an attitude of gratitude, if you will, and also in your behaviors to yourself. So be kind, raise your vibration, give yourself personal space and time to actually do just that. An affirmation to say would be something like, I am in the flow, water, to create wood, personal abundant streams with myself, and I trust the universe. So just allow the universe to be in your threading today and assist you in a magical way. Just know you're protected, you're grounded, and you're centered. So with all of that, InShalla, Ashe, and as always, blessings to you, and thanks for participating in my show.